Every few years, a new fad appears in the online gaming space. From FPS shooters to team-based MOBAs, there have been a number over the last few years that have taken the hearts and minds of players all over the world, filling the spots of most popular streaming lists. Currently, we are seeing the current fad reach its peak popularity, and arguably its peak saturation. The Battle Royale is a simple concept. A large number of players are plonked in a massive map with little to their names other than the clothes on their backs, and they are tasked with gathering as many supplies, weapons, and defensive items as they possibly can in order to be the last player on the map. This is a concept that has obviously resonated with a great number of players, with an impressive 5.8% of viewers watching the most popular Battle Royale game on Twitch. Given that we've arguably reached the apex of the Battle Royale genre and its popularity, there are an incredible number of games to choose from if you find the genre interesting, and I've played as many of them as I can to choose my favourite. So today in the den, I've downloaded almost 500 gigabytes worth of Battle Royale games, had a go, and now I'm here to tell you what I think of them. When I booted up Call of Duty Warzone, I wasn't really expecting to enjoy myself. I mean, I didn't really enjoy myself, but neither did I hate my time with the game either, as damning a praise as that may be. You see, I've never been the biggest fan of the Call of Duty franchise. There's just something about the twitchy shooting and fast-paced multiplayer, and the fact that I just don't seem to have the lightning fast reaction times necessary to have a good time. Perhaps it's the fact that I feel like I only take 2 shots to kill, and that I can never walk away from a gunfight on top. Who knows? But I can say what made sure I didn't hate Warzone was a very simple addition to the formula: armour. With armour, I can take those few extra shots and get to cover quicker and extend my survival time, if not only for the few vital seconds to get a couple of shots in myself. I have, in a few circumstances, been able to have my moments in this game, something I can definitely not say about other Call of Duty games, but even then, despite my ability to not entirely suck, there's something about the game that I still struggle to get into. It's definitely not the graphics, they are, as we've come to expect from the franchise, jaw-dropping. Textures are top-notch with glorious skylines and impressive vistas as far as the eye can see. Another tour de force of graphical prowess, as it were, so I definitely don't hate that. It's not even the way the game plays, it's had what feels like a millennia to perfect its FPS controls, and Warzone plays as you would expect any good Call of Duty game to control, smoothly and quickly. So it's not that either. It's the setting. There's just something about modern shooters that feel utterly derivative to me. It's hard to browse through a page of games anywhere and not see one set in a realistic wartime setting. It's the same reason why I haven't ever really gotten into modern day war films. A historical setting is one thing, as I can at least learn something about the past or replay old events and be a part of the history. But dress me up in combat boots and 2020 military fatigues and I'm out. If I wanted to experience the army, I'd join up for real. And given that's not happening anytime soon, I think I'll just leave both to those who seem to have a better time with them than me. So I'm gonna have to come clean. Apex Legends is my favourite on this list. It's also the Battle Royale game that I take an active interest in. I love the crazy character designs that ooze charisma, and I find the exaggerated art keeps me coming back for more. I'd also say it's the game that has really perfected the Battle Royale formula with its own twists. The map is not mind-bogglingly big, unlike some of the other games within the genre. Instead, it hits a balance of large and compact, whilst also being incredibly varied. Even then, while I say map, it's one of the few that has multiple maps, and all 3 feel different and equally as varied. From massive industrial complexes and futuristic sky cities to deserted slums and military bases, there is an incredible amount to see in the world of Apex games. And then there's the characters. They've kept the roster fairly small, but each character has heaps of personality and visual flair. There's more an emphasis on each character being unique, as they interact with each other during the games. It's rare that you can recognise a character down the sight of a sniper rifle, but Apex Legends has managed it. This helps to prepare for firefights a lot easier as well. each character has their own strengths and weaknesses, so rather than building the perfect character to fit your playstyle, it's about building the perfect team with your fellow legends. This is why recognising other characters allows you to prepare. You can get an idea of what powers and abilities to expect, and use that knowledge to your advantage. This Overwatch-esque approach sets Apex Legends apart from its competition. You have your ultimate that recharges over time, as well as other useful abilities that are unique to each character. You don't have to rely on simply your firearm to get to the top, which is great for useless FPS players, like me. Even though I may not be very good with the shooting part of the first-person shooter, I can tell you that the gunplay is pretty stellar as well. Guns pack a wallop, and the upgrade system is not only unique, but well implemented and makes an active difference to how your gun handles. Not that it really helps me, however. So yes, I may not be the best Apex player on the block, but it still manages to keep me coming back for more. It has by far the most content of the games on this list, and its personality is to die for. I really like this one. Hyperscape is the new kid on the block, and it seems like it's tried to learn from all the other versions of the formula that have come before it. Its soundtrack sounds like something from 2010, and its weapon designs look akin to those from other, more accomplished games. But I have a soft spot for this one. The map is, while not particularly varied, vast and full of nooks and crannies in which to find loot. The upgrade mechanic somewhat makes this hunt for loot feel a little repetitive, in that instead of finding attachments for a weapon or finding a... oh, wait a sec, just gotta reconnect. There we go. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, so instead of finding attachments for your weapons, you have to find versions of the same weapon that you have equipped. And when you equip them, it levels the gun up to a max level of 5. This would be interesting if the numbers feel like they meant anything, but they don't. These upgrades simply make the numbers that pour out of your opponent's heads feel arbitrary, and nothing feels particularly satisfying. Also pulled from other, far better games is the powers system. You equip your own powers that you find around the map, and level them up just like you do with your weapons. This means that powers aren't attached to a particular character as they are in most games. Now, not again, hold on, let me just... yep, there we go. Anyway, powers are not attached to a particular character, and while this makes for a more frantic game with less room for planning, it also makes for a game with less personality. Part of the fun of games with... oh, come on, not again! Right, I'll just... there we go. Oh, come on. Nice. So part of the fun with games with unique characters and their powers means they don't just make for more interesting team-based play and nuanced gameplay, they also add a certain degree of personality to a game. And personality is something that Hyperscape is lacking to the nth degree. While there are many characters to unlock, they all feel like vacuums of personality with only cosmetics setting themselves apart. Even their designs are just funky sci-fi themed cosplays based lightly on characters that already kind of exist. The map, while massive, feels like it's been ripped straight from other Ubisoft games, and I'm sure that the rooftops are from an Assassin's Creed game. While there's nothing that looks and feels and plays like Hyperscape on the market, it still manages to be like everything that has come before it. Why do I like it? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Hyperscape has all the hallmarks of a game both trying too hard, but simultaneously not trying hard enough. All of its efforts come from trying to perfect the formula that had been done so many times before, when what it really needed to do was something new and different. Yes, I enjoyed my time with Hyperscape, but I can't see myself coming back to it as I might some of the other games on this list. Oh, come on! Right, hold on, I'll just... Fortnite is perhaps the biggest Battle Royale title on the market, as it seems to appeal to the widest range of players, which, much to my surprise, includes me. Now, before I sat down for a session with Fortnite, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I mean, I've admired those character designs from afar for quite some time, but I've also seen the videos of lobbies filmed with screaming 12-year-olds. I almost didn't want to enjoy Fortnite, but I did. And these designs are to die for. It's my favourite part of the game, crazy character designs filled with the kind of personality that some of the other games on this list could learn from. They have a quality uniquely Fortnite. Anytime you see a character anywhere in a game or in the actual real world, you can tell in seconds that you're looking at something from Fortnite. We've all become familiar with Fortnite whether we realise it or not, and that speaks for the game's uniqueness for better or worse. It's also the only third-person shooter on this list, and I think that's why I like it. I've never been the best first-person shooter player in the world, arguably one of the worst. I mean, the only reason I play FPS games at the moment is lockdown based, and my shelf has an RPG to FPS ratio of almost 15:1, but I'm far more familiar with third-person shooters. Fortnite is a very solid third-person shooter. I mean, it has to be. This is a game that's played by millions, and sometimes in teams with insane amounts of prize money on the line. It says a lot that while I can only muster a max of 5 kills in a game in other entries on the list, I consistently hit kill counts of 10 kills per game in Fortnite. Fortnite is one of those games that I definitely enjoy and will play more of, but I won't strap my headset on and I won't get involved with the fan base. Playing a game or two while the game I sat down to play updates, yes, but I won't sit down for a dedicated Fortnite session. I'm also heavily biased. Every other Battle Royale took me ages to even approach getting a win. In Fortnite, my second game was a victory royale, which I think says a lot. I have played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds before, when it was first released in demo form. I didn't enjoy it, so I was not looking forward to playing it this time round either. When I went to the Xbox Live store and found that it would be £15 for the privilege of a game I knew I wouldn't enjoy, I hit back, left the Xbox Live store, and played one of the numerous free alternatives. Fall Guys is not a shooter. There are no guns, there is no loot, and you don't drop into an enormous map. It is the outlier in the Battle Royale genre and in this list, but that doesn't stop it from being one of the best games I've played for quite some time. Simple to play, it is a collection of mini-games that you must guide your Fall Guy through and avoid being eliminated at the end of the match. Quick to pick up and play, and hilarious when played with friends, Fall Guy has been a surprise treat. With a fun, colourful and quirky art style, Fall Guys captured my heart the first time I booted it up. Clumsy, comical movement through the chaotic stages evokes memories of watching similar things as a child on the TV, with a heavy dose of slime and Takeshi's Castle-esque obstacles standing in your way to the end of multiple rounds. It's remembered something that I think a lot of other video game creators seem to have forgotten, that video games should be fun. They don't have to rely on a muted colour palette, impressive skyboxes and fancy physics to engage a player base. All you need is a collection of clumsy jelly beans, bright colours and simple gameplay. Since release it became the #1 game downloaded on the PS Network store, and you can absolutely see why as you stumble your way through its crazed stages with a massive smile plastered across your face. The Battle Royale genre is not one that I can see disappearing anytime soon, particularly now that developers are starting to realise its potential beyond guns and murder marketed to children. I don't think, however, that it's necessarily a genre for me. But you know what? I've enjoyed my time playing some of these Battle Royales. Sure, they may not be my favourite style of game to play, and I absolutely can't see myself playing them obsessively like some, but I will definitely be continuing to play a couple when I feel the urge. If there's one thing I've learned in my time with these games, it's that there is truly a Battle Royale for everyone. From military bombast to anime-inspired intergalactic blood sports and game show-style madcap adventures. Anyway, thank you for watching me clumsily stumble my way through a genre that I have little to no experience with, and please subscribe to the Den as I create more content about the medium I love. Stay tuned for another episode of Playing by Series on Monday, and a slightly shorter video review on Thursday. In the meantime, play Fall Guys.